Again, this is on page 146. I've put it in the chat for anybody that did not get it. 146. So, an equation is a math sentence that uses an equal sign that shows two expressions are equal. So if you remember, mathematical expressions is what we were working with all last week when we were combining like terms and doing all that stuff. So here's an expression right here, 4 plus 8. Here's another expression, x plus 8, okay? The equation has an equal sign in there. 4 plus 8 equals 12, and x plus 8 equals 12. Both of those are considered equations, okay? So whether you knew it or not, you've been doing equations for quite some time. You just didn't know that's what they wanted to call them in math, okay? A solution to an equation is a value that makes the equation true, okay? So think of a riddle or something like that right there. A solution to a riddle is something that makes it true, right? So if let's say there is a wooden box, we're in an empty room, and Jeremiah's in an empty room, and he needs to get the key to get out of the room, and the key is hanging from the ceiling, okay? Jeremiah's in the empty room, and it's hanging from the ceiling. There's a ladder up against the wall. Jeremiah cannot jump to touch the key. What is the solution for Jeremiah to get the key? Ladder, yeah. Just take the ladder, put it up there. That's the solution, right? So he can climb up the ladder and get the key. Hopefully Jeremiah's not afraid of heights, right? Okay, good. So that's a solution, okay? It's the answer. You can use inverse operations to undo the operation and solve for an unknown variable. Okay? Addition and subtraction are inverse operations. So think of inverse equals like the opposite. Did I spell opposite right? I don't know. Don't ask Mr. Smith to spell anything. There's two P's. Look at that. Told you. Don't ask Mr. Smith to spell anything. Alright. Inverse equals opposite, okay? So opposite of addition is what? Okay. What's the, we're going to do this a little bit later. Had somebody tell me it was subtraction. What's the opposite, or what's the inverse of subtraction? Somebody out there.
Addition.
Addition, yep. We're going to do what the inverse of multiplication and division are later, which, spoiler alert, what do you think they are? Each other, right? Okay, so here's our equation that we would have. Solve x minus 2 equals 6, okay? So what we want to do, we have the equation written down, x minus 2 equals 6. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get your variable. What is a variable? And it's in this equation right here. Which of these things is a variable? The x, the minus. What's that?
The x. X.
The x. X is our variable because remember, a letter can represent any number we want it to, right? So we want to get the variable by itself. Okay, so right now x has a -2 attached to it, right? So what is the opposite of -2? Add how much? 2, right? Yeah, so we're just going to add 2, okay? So we added 2. To undo the subtraction, we're going to add 2. But what is in between this right here? What is this symbol called? That's an equal sign. Equal signs, okay? Equal signs, think of we're on a seesaw or it's a scale or something like this right here. And we want everything to be even. If you put too much stuff on one side, what's going to happen? It's going to pop up, right? So we want everything to be even. So x minus 2 equals 6. So think about that equal sign. It's keeping things even. So if we added 2 to this side, what do we need to do to the other side? Add 2 also. That's correct. So this is the most important thing about these equations, okay? You can do all kind of things to equations, but the most important thing to remember is what you do to one side, you have to do to the other side, okay? This is kind of like, you know, if your little brother hits you, what are you going to do? You're going to hit him back, right? Or your sister, that's my kids. They're back and forth with each other all the time. You know, well, he hit me first, or he punched me first, or he poked me in the eye first, or whatever. Okay? What you do to one thing, you got to do it to the other, okay? So we added 2 to this side, so we add 2 to the other. So if we have x minus 2, x plus 2, those 2's are going to cancel out, and we're just left with x, okay? What is 6 plus 2? 8. X equals 8, okay? And that's it. You have solved an equation. The solution is x equals 8, okay? Now, another very important thing that we're going to do, check your answer, okay? There is no reason you should get a equation wrong, especially in 6th grade, because we have what are called one-step equations. There's only one thing we're going to do to these equations, okay? We're either going to add, subtract, multiply, or divide. All right? But after you get your answer, x equals 8 right here, this is one of the easiest things to check, okay? I'm going to rewrite up here. I'm going to rewrite my equation. Okay, x minus 2 equals 6. Remember, because that is our original equation. X minus 2 equals 6. And then we're going to use substitution. Okay? What did we say that x equals? 8. Well, x equals 8, right? X equals 8. So we're going to substitute that x for an 8. So 8 minus 2 equals what?
6.
Okay, x minus 2 equals 6. Does this equation check out? Does 6 equal 6? Yeah. 6 equals 6. So that means we did it correctly. Okay? So that's the awesome thing about equations. That's why I love equations so much. After you figure out your equation, you can go right back, take your original problem and try your answer out. And if your answer doesn't fit it, then you may have made a mistake and you might have to go back, okay? So here's another one right here. Solve x plus 2 equals 9. What's the opposite of plus? Minus. So, yep. So we're going to subtract 2 from both sides. Always both sides. Remember, that's most important thing here, all right? is that we subtract both by the same thing, okay? What you do to one side, you gotta do to the other. Inverse operations, opposite operations, same thing both sides, okay? Same exact number to both sides. If you're taking 2 from one side, you're taking 2 from the other. Don't subtract a different number. Same thing. So, if we're adding 2 and we're subtracting 2, they're going to cancel out, right? It's kind of like if I'm standing here, if I'm standing right here, and I take 2 steps this way, and I take 2 steps back, where did I end up? Back at the same spot, right? So, we added 2, we subtract 2, we just come out with 6, and then what's 9 minus 2? 7. So x equals 7. We're going to check our answer over here. X plus 2 equals 9. 7 plus 2. What does 7 plus 2 equal? 9. So we did it correctly, okay? Alright. We're going to do 1 and 2 together. Sit up, sir. Jeremiah, mask on. Sit up. Get your book out. Get this down. Okay. Alright, so we're going to work on 1 and 2 together, and then y'all are going to do 3 and 4 by yourselves, okay? So, x minus 12 equals 8, okay? We want to get our variable by itself, okay? So what is being done to the x right now? On number 1.
It's being subtracted.
It's being subtracted. So what is the inverse operation of subtraction, or the opposite operation of subtraction?
Addition.
Okay, and how much are we going to add?
12 plus 8.
Yeah, so we're going to add 12 to both sides. So we're going to add 12 to the 8 and add 12 to this one. Okay. X, these 12s cancel out over here, so x equals, what is 8 plus 12?
20.
20, correct. Okay. X equals 20. This is my answer right here. X equals 20. If I want to check my answer, which I do, because I want to get my answers correct, all I do is I write the original equation down. X minus 12 equals 8. And I substitute 20 for x. So 20 minus 12 equals 8. What's 20 minus 12? It actually is 8. So 8 equals 8. So I did a good job, or you guys did a good job. You know, I'm not going to say I did it. You guys did a good job. So x indeed does equal 20, okay? We have number 2 here, which is 9 equals y plus 6. What's different about this one than the last problem?
It's backward.
It's backwards. The variable's on the other side, but guess what? It really doesn't matter. I mean, if I wanted to, I could change it. Let's see here, and I think you may be right, Macy. Actually, I do know you're right. So it doesn't matter that it's backwards. Don't let this fool you. We get into a habit all the time. If it doesn't look exactly the same, we act like we don't know what to do, but it's done exactly the same, okay? We still want to get that y by itself, okay, because that's the variable, okay? Variable wants to be by itself. What is the inverse operation? I'm asking Macy on this one because she has given me the correct answer. Macy, what is the inverse operation of addition of 6?
Give you the answer?
No, what is the inverse of adding 6? What do you do?
You can subtract it from 9.
Yeah, so you're subtracting how much from a 9?
6.
6. You're subtracting 6 from both sides. We're not just going to subtract from 9. We're doing it to both sides, okay? I know you know exactly what I'm saying, but I want to make sure, you know, we say that we're doing it to both sides because I don't want you to forget that, okay? So we're subtracting 6 from both sides, okay? So we're doing the inverse of adding 6. So these are going to cancel out. And then what is 9 minus 6?
3.
3. Awesome sauce. So 3 equals y, or y equals 3, right? Check it. So 9 equals y equals 3 plus 6, because we substitution. What's 3 plus 6?
9.
9. Okay, 9 equals 9, so that's correct. So 3 equals y, or y equals 3, that's the correct thing. You guys work on number 3 and number 4 for me, okay? Recheck your form, Macy. Look what's actually being done to it. Don't forget you're doing the inverse. Miss Speedy Gonzalez. I'm gonna give y'all to 8:29. It's 8:27 right now. All right. So if you put that in the answer, so Macy, what is actually being done to the R? Right now. All right, 8:29 now, so let's go ahead and check these. So we have 4m plus 20. Okay, 4m plus 20. This may look a little bit different if you wanted to rewrite it as m plus 4. You can do that because our, which property was that? Commutative property allows us to do that. I believe that's correct. Yes, Macy. But anyways, what is this for? This is a positive 4 right here, right? We could rewrite it if we wanted to. But what is this 4 doing to the m currently? It's adding. So what's the inverse of addition? Subtraction. So minus 4 to both sides. And what is your answer? Huh? 16. Okay, m equals 16. Check your answer on this. I'm not going to worry about checking it right now. But do try to check your answer on these when you get a chance to, okay? This one right here, 4. 15 equals r minus 8. What is the inverse of minus 8?
Plus 8.
Plus 8. So we're going to add 8 to both sides. Okay, that marks out. So what's 15 plus 8?
Okay.
23. Correct. Yeah. All right, 23. Let's go ahead and flip our papers around to 147. All right. Cold in here. It's actually warm-ish in here for the way this room usually feels. So multiplication and division are inverse operations, okay? Spoiler alert, if addition and subtraction are inverse operations, multiplication and division are inverse operations, okay? So, same exact thing. Don't let this right here scare you. Notice that I have the W on top, okay? This right here, this W over 4, you're going to be seeing it like this right here is the same thing. W over 4 is the same thing as W divided by 4, okay? They mean the exact same thing. So, notice you're gonna, what's the opposite of division? Subtraction. So you're gonna, no.
Wait, what's
Look, I was just going along with you. I was gonna go ahead and subtract with it. Multiplication. So you're gonna multiply by whatever is on the bottom of this thing right here, which here is 4. So multiply by 4, multiply by 4, okay? These mark out. So W equals, what's 12 times 4? 48, yep. So W equals 48. And here they are again, checking. So 48 over 4, W over 4 equals 12. So 48 over 4 equals 12. Does it equal 12? Well, how many times does 4 go into 48? It goes in there 12 times, so that is correct. Okay? That's probably my least favorite is division problems, just personally. But, you know, we've got to do them sometimes. Solve 65 equals 5b. So what's the opposite of multiplication? Division. Remember that when a number is right beside a variable, it's called a coefficient. Okay, a coefficient is what we call a number beside a letter. And that's multiplication. That's being multiplied. Okay, so the opposite of multiplying by 5 is what? Or the inverse of multiplying by 5 is going to be doing what by 5? Inverse of multiplication is division. Okay, so we divided both sides by 5. Okay, you divide both sides by the coefficient, which is the number beside the variable. Okay, both numbers go by that. Does it matter if this number is all pretty and goes into 60? If this was 63, 5 couldn't go into 63 real pretty. Like, do we change what this bottom number is? No, it's always what's good for the variable, okay? It's not what you want to do to look pretty, all right? So divide both sides by 5. Those cancel out, and 5 goes into 65 13 times, okay? If you have to even go over to the side and say, you know, because you don't know your 13 times table, who does? 5 goes into 6 one time, into 15. So it's 13, right? So 13 equals B. Check your answer. 65 equals 5B. 65 equals 5 times 13. Okay? Remember that a number outside of a parentheses is also multiplication. And 65 equals 65. Okay, so we did it correct. All right, so let's see here. Ooh. I am going to do numbers 2 and 4, and y'all are going to do 1 and 3, okay? So we're going to do 2 and 4. And then you guys are going to do 1 and 3 by yourselves, okay? So 9 equals 3/4 times x. Look at that. We've got a fraction in here, okay? What is the opposite of what this 3/4 beside the x? What is it doing? Multiplying or dividing?
Neither.
It is too. It's a number. It might be a fraction, but it is doing something. When a fraction is when a number is beside a variable, it's being multiplied. Okay. So that 3/4 is being multiplied. So what's the opposite of multiplication? Division. Okay. So we're going to divide this side by 3/4, and we're going to divide this side by 3/4. Okay. These two are going to cancel out. I'm going to go over here to the side and work on this one. Okay. Make sure you put that 3/4 to the back, okay? You see the 3/4 is at the back. Don't put it at the front, okay? So now I'm going to have to remember how to divide fractions, okay? Put that over 1, and we're going to keep change flip, right? So 9 times 4 is what?
32.
36. Close. You're close. So 36 over 3. That can be reduced down to 12, okay? These canceled out, so x equals what? Equals 12, okay? We can check our answer, okay? I'm almost positive that's it. We can check our answer by substitution, so 3/4, substitute the x for 12. Okay, so 9 equals 3/4 times 12 over 1. 9 equals what's 12 times 3? 36, right? Over 4. And how many times can 4 go into 36? 9 times. And there's our answer. Okay, we are correct. All right, let's do number 4. Hey, just splash some water in your face or something. Okay. All right. This one right here. What is the opposite of division? Multiplication. So we're going to multiply both sides by 2. These are going to cancel out. So 2 times 14 is going to be what? So y equals 28. And we can check this out. 28 over 2. How many times can 2 go into 28? 14 times. Okay, whoops. So this is our answer. You guys work on 1 and 2. Remember, the opposite of multiplication is what? Division, and the opposite of division is multiplication. Oh God, I'm just gonna give y'all 2 minutes on this one. number one, what are we gonna do to it? It's not here. Go ahead, put that there, come, you got it. Come, give them.
We have to divide.
Mm-hmm.
We do 60 divided by 12.
Yeah, divide, both sides by 12, is that 16 over there?
60.
Yeah, 6 divided by 12, so how many times does 12 go into 60?
5.
Yep. Then what you gonna do for 3? Yeah.
Multiply.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sleepy. I went to bed early last night.
Yeah. Hopefully you'll wake up after we move around a little. All right, so 12p, what's the inverse? Or the opposite inverse?
Inverses.
Inverse of multiplication is
Division.
division. Divide by 12, right? We're going to divide by the coefficient, which is the number beside the letter, which is our variable, okay? So these mark out what's 60 divided by 12. 5.
5.
Yep. Awesome. So number 3, a over 6 equals 8. What are we going to do?
Multiply.
Multiply.
the 8 and the 6.
Okay, so we're multiplying by 6 on both sides because that's the number on the bottom. These cancel out. So a equals what?
48.
48.
48.
Yep. All right. That is our answers. It is 8:43 right now. Go to page 150.